Darren, hey bud.
What up, Matt?
Biggest win of your career? Would you say that?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest win. You know, I mean, a top 10 guy. I've been at those fights where I fought, top 10 guys. I just couldn't get the job done. You know what I mean? Like, I was right there. You know, next fight could have been a big fight for me, and I've been stopped there a few times. So this is a big fight for me, man. My first co-main event. Coming off four straight wins. You know, Backtick was a tough fight, so I had to come back in here and put on the show. And this is 5 in a row, and I couldn't be happier.
Was he? Did he give you the kind of test that you knew that he was gonna give you in there?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is why. I know he said it too, but this is why I wanted this fight. He's gonna come in, he's gonna wrestle, he's gonna strike, he's gonna mix it up, and you know, style strategy wise for fighting, we have the same thing. You know, a lot of striking with mixing up with a lot of takedowns and a lot of grappling. So I mean, when it comes to fights like that and this dirty boxing, this clinch work, and this an endurance type of fights, that's when I do my best. The grind is my game, and those are the fights I'm gonna succeed in. You know, if it's not the prettiest stuff sometimes, but man, I make it work, and I make it work good.
When you got to the end and they were about to read off the scores, what was going through your mind? I mean, I saw you nod kind of in agreement when you knew that you had one of them, but before that third one came out, what were you thinking?
I was a little worried, man. I mean, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna happen, but when you know it's a split decision, when they don't say by unanimous decision, so I knew it was going to a split decision right away. And man, you're always freaking gasping for air when you hear it's a split decision because you never know what they're gonna see. I thought for sure I won the first 2 rounds. I think he probably won the 3rd round for sure. So I don't know. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. The judges are different, but I thought for sure I won the first 2 rounds, so I thought I won the fight. But when they read the scorecards, I was nervous.
Obviously, you said this is 5 in a row for you, which is a pretty big accomplishment at the featherweight division. All 5 since moving out to California. Can you talk a little bit about the difference that makes, you know, being with those guys?
Yeah, it's just, we have the best training partners, guys who's going to push each other. I have, athletes that's like fast, like if I need an explosive fighter, I got those type of fighters. So we have a bunch of guys who have the same goals. We're going to push hard every day, come in there, and we make each other better. And then you add the coaching aspect in it. You know, we got some of the best coaches. We got multiple coaches. You know, a lot of them fought in UFC before. And they're just willing to help us all the time. They take real pride in their work, and it just pays off. And we have a good energy, man. We have an energy that I think it's not like any other gym. We have fun, and we do work.
I know you've always been, blue collar kind of worker, the Midwest guy, humble guy. Is there anybody that you want to kind of call out? Is there any names that you're looking at in that top 10 now that you're almost certainly going to get that kind of an opponent next?
You know, I haven't sat by, I've thought about a bunch of guys. There's a lot of good matchups. You know, the Zombie, the Cub Swanson. I want a guy like that. You know, I think I deserve a guy like that. I want a guy that's going to be an exciting fight and put me right there in that title contention because 5 in a row is close. I don't think I deserve it yet, but I deserve a top 5 guy. You know what I mean? Top 6 guy for sure, and that'll put me in the talk.
Great. Thanks, man. Congrats.
Always a pleasure. Thanks.
Darren, congrats on the win. You talked about going into hostile territory, facing a local guy, which you've done in the past before. Can you assess the situation here tonight at the Coliseum, Ramirez's hometown?
Yeah, it's nothing different than I've seen. You know, you come out there, you get booed. They're not gonna be cheering for me. Obviously, they announce my name, they're gonna boo me. There's not gonna be that positive energy, but. I feed off the negative energy too, you know. I don't mind being the spoiler, the bad guy, the underdog. I mean, most of the time I'm an underdog in my fights. I'm the spoiler. I'm going to somebody else's hometown, home country. And I kind of relish that role, you know. It's less stress on me, less pressure on me. It's more pressure on the other people. And I just have to focus on performing, and that's it.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Are we good?
Hello?
Kelvin, hi.
Yes.
At first round, you dropped Chris at the end of that first round. Did you have a sense that if you had a few more seconds into that round, it might have been a different ending for you?
Oh, yeah. At least 30 seconds. I wanted 30 more seconds, and I could have finished the fight. But it's okay, you know? These things happen.
You had a chance. I mean, you heard the crowd, I'm sure, coming in during the fight and stuff. Just your assessment of seemingly 10,000 people just cheering on the guy that you're trying to fight there.
It didn't faze me. It didn't faze me at all. You know, I expected it coming into the fight, and, you know, he deserves all the credit in the world, for sure. He represents Strong Island pretty good, so he deserves.
Kelvin, one thing that I was struck by watching the fight was your composure throughout. You just seemed so calm and cool and collected, whether things were going well or bad for you. Is that something that comes naturally for you, or is that something that maybe comes across more than it actually is, that there is nervousness for sort of a big fight, big moment like this?
No, I mean, I stay pretty calm, whether it's in practice or in the fight. Maybe I stayed a little too calm, you know, for my own good. Cool.
Hey, Kelvin, thank you for coming. Was he bigger than you expected him to be?
Yeah, he felt really big. He felt really strong. Yeah.
So, again, after that experience, do you think you'll go back down to 170? What are you thinking? I know it's fresh and everything,
Yeah.
but after experiencing someone of his caliber who's that much taller and that much bigger than you, what is your heart saying?
I feel like 170 is my home. I feel like I need to reassess some things, change the lifestyle up a little bit. I'm already planning on going to Vegas to the UFC Institute. They have great dietitians there that I'm going to be working with, and strength and conditioning coaches that I'm going to be working with. And, you know, I think my next fight should be at 170s.
Okay. That's what you're going to push for, or have you already told him that? Do you know what?
That's what I'm going to push for.
Okay. Is this one hard to digest because you think you were so close?
No, because, you know, these things happen. You know, coming into the fight, you got a 50% chance of winning, you got a 50% chance of losing. And he caught me fair and square.
Cool. Thank you.
Any
Cool.
other questions? Thanks.
All good? Thank you.
Thanks, Holly.
Can you put some pep in your step? It's making me tired. Ariel, my day ones. LaMonica. Thank you. What's up?
Chris, we can sit here and come up with any adjective to describe your feelings, but
There was something in here? There was nothing on that in the octagon. They gave me with nothing in it. I guess there was something in this. That sucked. I feel the Monster Energy was good. Whose backwash was this?
could have been Volante.
Please don't tell me someone's dipping. That happened to me at a party once, and if I smell dip, I throw up.
Aside from the surprise of the monster, what's the feeling for you after this fight?
Indescribable, man. It just made me think, because I was just asked a question on the way over here, what it was like to get a W in Nassau Coliseum. Obviously, she was saying that you came here as an Islander fan when you were a little kid, and I used to wait outside for the athletes, for the Islanders, autographs, and my whole life, my godmother, one of my mom's best friends, had got me a gift where it was fabricated, it was fake, but it had the whole Nassau Coliseum with the crowd going crazy, and on the Jumbotron it says, "The Islanders welcome Chris Weidman." It was fake, but it was in my room since I was a little kid, and obviously to be here tonight, I think my name was probably on the Jumbotron a couple of times. This is a surreal feeling, a moment I could have never imagined. So this is an indescribable moment. This feels like I won a championship. Coming off of some losses, I had to bite my lip, bite my tongue. I didn't want my words doing the talking. I wanted to come out here and prove myself, do what all my coaches believed I could do, and to come out here and do it is what I needed to do.
During the fight, you had almost 12,000 people screaming, "Let's go Weidman."
Did I?
During the fight, do you hear that? Obviously you're focused on something else, but.
I think the experience of fighting in New York now a couple times really helped me. The other fights, I really wanted to take in the moment and enjoy it as I was doing my walkout and suck the energy from the crowd. This time I was like, as much as I love my Long Islanders, I got to walk to the octagon, I got to do my job, and then afterwards I'm going to pour my heart out to you guys because I love them so much. But on my way out there, I wasn't slapping hands. I was focused. I was going to stay relaxed and composed. And afterwards, I was going to be celebrating, and that's what happened.
Yeah, that was probably the most excited I think any of us has really ever seen you after a fight, even after you won the title. I mean, you were probably...
Bro, I did it in Nassau Coliseum. I grew up 5 minutes down the road. I passed this stadium every single day of my life. My gym is 2 minutes down the road. I went to Hofstra University. I went to Nassau Community College. I literally saw kids I went to elementary school with on the way to the octagon, and I freaking gave them all my heart on the way out. It was incredible. One of the kids, Randy Santana, I got to give him a shout out. He was a freaking stud street dude from Baldwin, and we were forced to fight multiple times when we were young kids. And out of nowhere, I haven't seen him in years, all of a sudden, he was the first dude to give me a headache from fighting. We pounded each other out, and I'm like, man, this sucks. This was like when I was in 5th and 6th grade. And all of a sudden, as I'm walking out, I see him going nuts for me. I'm like, oh, get over here, man. It was amazing.
Chris, how dangerous was it in the first round? He thinks that if he had 30 more seconds, he would have finished you.
No, I'm pretty sure I got right back up. He hit me with a shot. My legs gave out for a second, but I was composed. I was not being finished here tonight. That was not going to happen. That wasn't in the cards. I was ready to get punched in the face all night long. I was ready to get knocked off my feet. I was prepared for it all. In between rounds, I was completely fine. I focused on my breathing. I felt just as good as I felt in the beginning of the first round as I did going into the second. So obviously Kelvin is a tough dude, and he has a lot of belief in himself, but tonight wasn't going to be the night.
He said also tonight that he wants to go down to 170, that he felt the size difference. Did you feel that you were that much bigger and stronger than him when you were in there?
I feel like I'm stronger than a lot of these guys. The thing with him is he's very good. He fought Tim Kennedy, one of the best grappling guys that's been in this sport, a guy who completely crushed Michael Bisping with grappling. And Kelvin went out there and completely destroyed Tim Kennedy because he stays relaxed. You could take him down. You could be bigger and stronger than him, but he's going to keep coming back up. And he's going to stay relaxed, and then all of a sudden he's going to be back in his southpaw stance, walking forward, trying to hunt for your head. And so at no point was I saying to myself, this kid's a bum, this kid's weak, and I'm so much stronger than him, and this is a fight I'm going to run through. I was prepared for the worst. That's a tough dude. He's a problem at 185. He's a real problem at 170 too.
And I mean, this script is something else to break this streak here of all places. When you were dreaming of getting back on track and breaking the streak and winning, did it, in your mind, feel as good as it's feeling now, or is this even better?
Man, God had a plan for me. You know, people forget. They see these 3 losses. People forget I was 9-0. I was fighting Anderson Silva. I was fighting the best guys this sport has ever seen, one after the other, with no experience. I hit adversity when I was on the top of the world. Most people hit adversity when they're just in the beginning, they're just getting started. I hit it when everybody was watching, and everybody had comments, and everybody was doubting me. It was a tough situation to be in. The only people that believed in me, I think, is Long Island, and my family, and my coaches. And that gave me the confidence to know that I'm the best in the world. And those are the fights. Those were learning experience, and it was part of God's plan for me. Every single one of those fights was a fight that I felt like I lost on my own. And I think I came out here and did a great job and proved it tonight.
Congrats.
Chris, you fought at the Garden, but how different was it fighting here tonight?
Well, for a Long Island boy, this is the Garden. This is the historic place. This is the place that you want to perform. But it's complete. That Madison Square Garden, it was the first card ever in New York. That was a dream come true. That was one of those moments where I wanted to suck in all the energy, and I wanted to make that walk and really enjoy it, because I knew it was one of those moments you'll never get back. And that night ended up terrible for me. You know, felt like a failure. I let all my New Yorkers down. And then after that last debacle and that last fight, I had to sit back and listen to people doubt me, and wait my turn to get back out here and show everybody what I'm made out of. Man, I love my wife. I love my wife. Oh, this is a tough sport, guys. This is a tough sport. You gotta have thick skin. The family has to have thick skin. Your coaches have to have thick skin. You drag your family through mud in this sport with the things that they have to hear. It feels good to get back where I deserve.
And I guess now, what do you want? Do you want Bisping next? Or
I want what the people want. You know, I know I'm the best in the world. Bisping has been running. He did a great job. He got the belt when I gave him the opportunity to get the belt. Before that, he never had an opportunity to even fight for the belt. I gave him that shot. And then since then, he hasn't fought anybody that was a #1 contender. He's been running. He's got injuries. I don't know what he's doing. I'm the champ. I'm the best guy in the world. And I think people know that. And if Bisping grows some balls, that fight will happen. I know Whitaker just did a great job winning the interim belt, but I think he's hurt. He's got knee surgery. I'm available. I'm ready to go. We'll see what happens.
Hey, Chris. You obviously got tagged at the end of the first and recovered for the arm triangle win. What were your coaches saying to you at the end of the first round?
Longo, Matt. I mean, they asked me how I'm doing. I said I'm fine. I'm good. Breathe. I really felt amazing cardio. Like I felt like I kept my composure. I didn't rush anything. Even when I got hit, I was prepared for this. I was prepared to hit some adversity in this fight. He's a tough dude who finished a lot of great guys. He doesn't give up. He's not scared. He's not scared to get hit. He comes forward. He makes up distance really well. We knew on the ground he was going to be scrappy. He wasn't going to give me anything. He was going to keep working to get back up, and I was going to have to take my time. I was going to have to hit adversity in that fight before I finally was able to latch onto something. And Longo told me in the beginning, before we walked out, you're prepared for 25 minutes, but you're getting a finish tonight. You're not going out there trying to get the finish every second. It's going to happen. You just go out there like you spar. You stay relaxed. You walk forward. Don't give him an inch, and you will finish him. But you're prepared for 25 minutes.
Was that the happiest you've seen Papa Weidman?
That was oh gosh. I was actually going to say he didn't embarrass me actually tonight. That was it was nice. I wasn't an embarrassed son until right now, but he just lost it. There, Dad. All right.
And Romero just fought 2 weeks ago. Jacare is available. Is there anybody you want in the middleweight division?
I'm ready to go. So whoever the people want to see me fight, I'm in.
Chris, congratulations on the win. You compared it earlier to some of your title wins. Where would you rank it compared to your most satisfying wins of your career? Do you think this might be number one, or the Silva fights, the Belfort fight?
Man, hey, coming back from, like I said, I was undefeated forever. The winning that belt was like a dream come true, to beat Anderson Silva, to have all those doubters and be able to prove them wrong. And that was something I think that can't be beat. But when you're coming off of some losses and you got all these people, and you're in the limelight, and you got all these people hating on you and saying you're done, it's a tough spot to be. So to go out here and do it in front of my home crowd, this night is very, 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 very special and important in my career.
And you just alluded to right now, proving the doubters wrong. It was sort of an interesting contrast to me. Like, you're getting so much love in the arena, but a lot of the things you talked about is a lot of the doubt. Is that something that you think has always motivated you to some degree, or has that been the last few years in specific after those losses that it sort of really aided you, the fact that people are doubting you?
No, it's always been something I've dealt with. Like I said, I was an inexperienced kid coming up, saying I was going to beat Anderson Silva, saying I was going to finish him, and people were literally laughing at me, and that fueled the fire inside me that was like no other. And this was another one tonight. The fuel was getting poured onto the fire, and I was ready to just prove these dudes wrong.
Hey Chris, congratulations on the win. When Kelvin did take you down, knock you down that first round, were there flashbacks from your prior fights, the Masasi controversy and the Romero knockout? Did that come into play at all? Did you even think about that? I mean, I know you said you weren't going to lose tonight, but
no, I was in a good frame of mind tonight. I was prepared for things, some things to go wrong. He's a tough dude. I knew the mistake I made right away. I stayed right in front of him. And he came down the middle, and when you're going against a southpaw, it's a tricky game, and he won that moment. And but I was prepared for it. I bounced right back, and it was fine.
He was setting up that left hand though pretty nicely. I know that there was a couple times in that second, third round as well that he was trying to. He led with the right a couple times, which led to the left. Did you notice that too? Is that something that you saw?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a typical, I think, southpaw thing, or when you're fighting against somebody in the opposite stance, you kind of bait him with that. If I'm trying to do it to him, you bait him with the left hook, and you try to crack him with the right. He was doing it on the opposite way. He was trying to get me to circle to his left hand. So I felt it. I felt what he was trying to do there.
Were you surprised that he was able to even hit you because of the reach difference?
Obviously, my goal was not to get hit not to get hit at all. But I was prepared to. He's a type of guy who fought all these great guys. I mean, and he gets to them. He makes up that distance. So I was prepared. That kid's he has a lot of potential.
And then final question for me. Rockhold was front row. Did it make a difference? Did it matter to you to actually win a fight in front of him, who kind of started you on this the losing streak?
No, I didn't even see him. Didn't know he was here until you just said it. I wish him the best of luck. All my losses, I put behind me. If I get him back, I get him back. If not, that's fine.
Thanks.
Just curious, Chris, what do you think it will be like tomorrow when you tell your kids what happened here tonight?
I love you, Ariel. That's why you're number one. You and LaMonica, my number ones. But
it can only be one. We can't.
No. You guys, right. It's polygamy over here.
All right. Wow.
But LaMonica, he's a true New Yorker. You're Canada, bro.
Right.
You go back and forth too. Are you Canadian or you're a New Yorker? Which one is it?
Just answer the question.
New York Knicks or the Montreal Canucks? I don't know. But that's going to be an awesome moment. I can't wait. I really can't wait to be able to tell my kids that I won. I'm very excited about that.
I was trying to get you to say
I'm
more.
tearing up a little bit, but I'm done talking.
All right.
Chris, we know that November 4th, the UFC is returning back to the Garden. Is that a date that you're going to be interested in to try to get redemption at MSG?
That doesn't make sense. Maybe we'll have another event here at Nassau Coliseum in the next month or two. I'll set it up. I'll make that happen. The Coliseum, this is fun. But yeah, Madison Square Garden, that would be pretty damn awesome. Is that it, guys? All right.